What's happening? What's good, dope? It's your boy Idris. And today, we have an amazing episode. We meet up with Guy Luna in the flesh. And he is the dude behind GFL Pizza. And if you want to know what GFL stands for, it's Guy Luna. In this episode, Guy shares the highs and the lows of running a mobile pizza operation. He talks about overcoming some of his setbacks. Dude has some amazing stories. And he and I connect on just the idea of growth and getting better. He's actually given me a more positive outlook on life. He kind of stopped me in my tracks when I was like, I want to be rich. And he was like, indirectly, he said, no, brother, you want to be happy. And I was like, oh, this is an amazing episode. So sit back, relax, and enjoy the show. And remember to always ask, what's good, dough?
Well, Jersey and New York have all hard water.
Is it?
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know that. I thought New York had the best water out there.
Yeah, because it's hard, but it goes through all. So there was this couple who came to my truck, and they're from New Jersey.
Sure.
And they actually just moved back there, but they were like so happy about my pizza that I made them that they literally called their mom on FaceTime. Right?
Mom, I found it.
Mom, I found it. It's out here. And the first thing this woman says to me, does he ship in the water?
Oh my goodness. I feel bad for the fucking
Then
operators.
somebody tried to say that Tony G ships in the other night.
Such bullshit.
The other night I was at Antonio's. I was working the line for his grand opening.
Right.
Well, his opening.
Oh, you're helping him out.
Huh?
You're helping him out.
That's my homie.
That's what's
Love
up.
that guy.
That's the pizza community right there at its finest.
Yeah. And he like there's this guy, he comes in, he goes, oh, I've been to Tony's place, I've been here, I've been there, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
Tony ships his water in from New York.
Bullshit.
He goes, no, he doesn't.
Yeah.
He's got a filter, reverse osmosis.
That's
just
all
like
you need.
everybody else.
Yeah, and I think people do that for like the water purity, right? To be able to control it. Some water sucks. But then there's also fucking people who sell the New York filter on subscription.
$500 a month?
A month.
Yeah, nah.
That's some bullshit.
Now you're cutting into a business's profit. And what's the business's claim? Oh, we got real New York water because we got this filter and it makes the same mineral. I worked in brewing. You know how you create a water table?
Tell me.
Salt, Epsom salts, Whirlfloc, Irish moss for clarity. There's things you throw in water to make a water table. Have you ever heard anybody say, that's not a real Irish stout, it doesn't have water from Ireland? No. So how the fuck are you going to sit there and tell me you're not making a real New Jersey or New York pizza because you don't ship in your water or you don't do this? Somebody tried to tell me I'm not a real New Jersey pizzeria because I don't offer eggplant as a topping. Are you kidding me?
Bro, eggplant?
Eggplant.
Is that a real thing in New York?
Yeah.
New Jersey?
So like eggplant more where I grew up and stuff like that, you get the rollatini, you know what I'm saying? Mm-mm. So it's like eggplant lasagna, pretty much. You don't really put it on pizza. You could fry it up, put it on a sandwich or something, but like nobody's sitting there putting eggplant. Like this is a staple in New Jersey. The things that are staples in New Jersey are like bar pie.
Yeah.
Like the thinny thins, they call them.
Yeah.
And that's great. But where I grew up, Lodi Pizza represents since 1970.
Gang, gang.
Gang, dog. They've been making the crispy pizzas that look like mine. My biggest pizza heroes are like Al Santello's Pizza.
Oh, okay. Now you're talking to me.
100-year-old oven, bro.
Yeah. Hey, I hope the best for his fucking shop, dude.
I hope for his shop and I hope for his health, man. He was just not feeling too well. But him and then like Lodi Pizza and then just a select very few in that area.
Yeah.
It's like anywhere. You go to a place. So we had a place called Pizza Town, USA. It was on Route 46. And the best part about it was that was my exit off of the highway. But they were open till 2 a.m. So if you're coming out of the bars, you could get something real quick in you and go.
You kind of tip in a little bit after a couple of drinks, right?
Yeah. So it's like it's a filler pizza. Like,
sure.
Oh man,
Sucks up
I'm
the
coming
alcohol.
home. Grab one real quick, and now I feel better. But my dad always used to say like that's where you go for sauce and cheese or a bread and sauce.
Plain.
Well, they have slices, they have calzones, they have other things. But theirs is bread and sauce. If you want bread and sauce, they use very little cheese.
Oh.
And it's all right, but I'm not a hugest fan of their sauce. But then you go to Lodi Pizza and you go there and you get the Sicilian and it's perfectly cooked and there's the right amount of sauce on there and the sausage is the pick crumbled stuff. Like, they did everything right. And I've been eating that pizza since I'm 3 years old.
Damn, that's beautiful.
I love Lodi Pizza, man.
But here's the thing, man. You're over here creating a pizza, doing God's work, making making something you love, and then you have this critic here who says you don't have eggplant. Like, dude, you're in a fucking food truck, man. You have a fucking limited menu, man.
Well, so that changed too. When I first started, I was doing all the pork. Bacon, pepperoni, and sausage, right?
Yeah.
And it was all pepperoni don't need to be cooked. Sausage, I was getting the Fontanini cup and char sausages, so they're already cooked. And then the bacon's already cooked. So I didn't have any raw ingredients on my truck.
Right.
Except for like mushrooms, onions, and green peppers. I had 6 ingredients. And I'll make you any combination of those 6 ingredients you want. Well, then people were like, well, what about this? Or what about that? And what about this? And what about that?
Catering to the critics.
I had a guy... My menu is right on the front of my truck, like on the window. And these people stare at it and they go, yeah, I'll take the black olive. I don't have black olives on my menu. And you're looking right at it. Like, my guy. Or, oh, yeah, the pineapple. I don't have pineapple on my menu. People order ranch. People order this. I'm a traditional pizzeria. Like, you're lucky I don't just give you plain and pepperoni.
That's it. That's it. I mean, isn't that like 60% of what people order anyway?
Right.
I don't know.
So I only offer really 2 signature pizzas. One is my pizza bianca, my white pie, and the other one is called the Fungul, which is a play on Italian, If you know, you know. But it's pepperoni, the cup and chorizos, and then I throw on onions, Calabrian chilies, and I bake it. And then when it comes out, I hit it with the piping bag full of the ricotta, just little star flour dollops on there to make it look beautiful.
Yeah.
It's got everything. It's got the pepperoni, so you're getting that meaty grease to it. You know what I'm saying? It's got the onion, so you're getting a little bit of tang, a little zing. Then you got the Calabrian chilies that come in. You're getting a nice little bite of heat and sweetness. And then the crispy crust with the ricotta dollops that are cold, but the creaminess. So it's got everything. And that's my signature pie. Like, if I was going to enter into the expo into non-traditional, that's the pie I would probably put in.
But do you get people who like try to disrespect your pie and be like, can you add some black olives and pineapple on that? Or is it pretty much like, okay,
no,
that's it?
Kind of. So pizza's very subjective. Everybody's got their favorites, right? But when you come up to my truck and you act like you've never ordered a pizza before, that's a little aggravating. You know if you like bacon and mushroom. You know if you like pepperoni and onion. You know what your favorite pizza is.
Yeah.
Now, when you come to me and ask for a recommendation, I'll recommend you every topping on the menu.
Sure.
I don't care. Here's a $50 pizza. But put my kids through college. But like, I have people that come up to my truck and they're like, you don't have pineapple or ranch? And then they go, you need to get over yourself. And I tell them like this: when you open your own business and you got overhead and you got a family and you got things you got to support and money you have to budget, you can put whatever toppings you want on your pizza or offer them at your pizza place.
Yeah.
This is Guy's Pizza. This is not Kelly or Anthony's or Joey's or Vinny's or Tony's. This is Guy fucking Luna.
Yeah.
GFL.
Guy fucking Luna's Pizza.
You heard it.
We're gonna talk about that in a second, but just want to add my comment. Dude, what I've noticed over time, especially through COVID, menus are getting smaller, right? Bruce is talking about it. Al is talking about it. Everyone's talking about it. But from personal experience, when I'm doing the mobile catering, right? I give people the options. I'll create whatever you want. I got you. You want clams on pizza? I will fucking do some R&D. And then I'm looking at my net profit at the end of the day. All of my fucking waste, I'm like, no go. 5 pizzas max. We're going to keep it this menu. And if it's not on there, kiss my ass. Because, dude, I am not in the business of losing money. Like, don't get me wrong. I love this game. I love performing. I love setting up a mobile kitchen. I love the stress. But, yeah. Dude, let's talk about the money in the bank that makes it the cherry on top.
So I'm going to tell you what I started doing.
Yeah.
Very small on my menu. So I offered the Fungul, right?
Yeah.
I offer my pizza bianca. but I also offer a sausage, peppers, and onions. And I'm also just going to put pepperoni and mushroom, pepperoni and onion, blah, blah, blah. Because when you take away the a la carte choices, you've made up their mind for them. Yeah, I'll just pick that one. Think about when they go to Burger King. They just go, I'll take a number 2.
Right. You're not asking for a Whopper with fucking...
I need a Whopper, but
with eggplant?
Could you cook it a little less and then put some fries on top of it and then maybe like a little ice cream, whatever the fuck. Like,
by the way, I just got back from a trip from Hawaii, so a grilled pineapple on that Whopper would be so delightful.
They did something like that years ago where they were doing like a Hawaiian Whopper or something.
LTO, something, a limited time offer, you know?
With like a teriyaki sauce or something.
That does not from Burger King.
But I mean, and it's, so check it out. With the toppings thing, it's not even that I'm a purist, you know what I'm saying? I am, but at the same time, I just don't have room for pineapple. I don't have room for black olives. Vegan cheese costs more than regular friggin' mozzarella. I get asked for vegan stuff once every 3 months. I'm gonna carry something that costs more than that for you, like, or gluten-free. I get asked about gluten-free the same amount of time. I'm a pizza, place. I'm covered in flour. I'm in a food truck where it's very hard to control counters and stuff because you're throwing pizzas, there's flour everywhere. So when you come up to me and you ask me for a gluten-free pizza, I would love to make you a gluten-free pizza. Don't get me wrong. I would love to make you a gluten-free pizza, but it's going to be made in an environment that's completely full of gluten. And if somebody's only asking me for gluten-free once every 3 months, like they're asking for vegan cheese, it's not really cost effective in my budget to carry that stuff just in case.
It can't be. I mean, it's impossible. Do you operate at a commissary or you do everything on the truck?
You can't. So in Colorado, in certain counties, especially the one I'm in, you can't prep on your truck.
Sure.
So like I couldn't make dough, do this, do that. I could cut up like basil or something or like chop a vegetable.
Yeah.
But there's no 3-bay sink to put that stuff in. So I put it in one of those bus tubs. Like let's say I'm out all night and I need basil on top of my pizzas. Like my white pie gets fresh basil. Well, I roll it up, I take my knife, I slice it up, and I throw it on top. And then I leave it there. And then when it's done, I just throw it in the bus tub. And then when I get back to the commissary kitchen, everything's washed. So, I mean, that's what they want you to do. They don't want you to operate for more than 4 hours at a time. Some people out here do 8 hours. Nobody says nothing to them.
Dude.
And it's like there's so many events and places you could go into. But the problem is, and like Al said, I'm blocking up my oven by doing 18s in that 1,000.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But to me, I don't know. That's just like, that's a pizza, man. Like an 18-inch pizza. I could give you a 14-inch personal. I just don't feel...
or 14-inch
sorry.
No,
12 I'm a big man. I'm a big man.
Hey, it's all what's the phrase? It's all a personal size. Just depends on how you look at it. Something like that.
Real men don't stop once they start.
Dude.
They finish what they start.
Man. No, real talk though. Like people be, I would say 14-inch for me personally is a personal size. Yeah. And that's why I like you, man. Because I could fucking throw down a pizza. But when you're trying to tell me on a menu like a 14-inch serves 2 to 3, I'm like, no, we got to get a couple of those.
So it's funny too, because like if you look at, sometimes you'll just be cutting, in the truck. That's another, it's funny because you'll look at like New Haven pizza. They're not perfectly round. And then
that is an understatement.
So they are more oblong, ovally square shaped.
Yeah.
And then the way they cut these things they cut it across and then they cut it like to the center and it doesn't come to a perfect triangle or anything like that. To me, New Haven is just proof that taste matters more than the appearance.
Yes.
Luigi's in Park Slope. In Park Slope, Brooklyn, Gio's a legend. His pizzas don't always come out round. Dave Portnoy gave him a 9.3.
Yeah, it came out round that day.
Yeah. But at the same time, he makes his sauce and everything and his crust so good.
So much history in that. I would love to visit that guy. He seems very interesting, seems very dedicated. I like that he makes the pizza still. It's kind of like a Defar of today. You know what I mean?
Well, he says it the same way. He goes, my father's name's on the building. I've been coming here forever. People come here to see me. Like he doesn't have to work. He loves to work. John Arena's father's 95 years old, still goes in every day, makes pizza.
That's freaking beautiful.
I could see myself doing something like that. I love making pizza so much, more than anything. And people go, yeah, you say that until you're making 500, 600 pies a day. I go, Yeah, that'd be great. I would love to make 500, 600 pies a day. Also making bread in the meantime, making pastas in the meantime, making Italian pastries in the meantime. Like, this is proofing over here. Okay, I could start rolling out some ravioli dough right now. All right, the ravioli dough's rolled out. I could go over here and move this to here. Like, there's always a way to multitask and maximize your time.
Yeah.
So
and those are dreams for like a future, right? The build out.
I want to hit you from the morning. So I want to start out the day. I want to have my bagels.
Yeah.
You come in here for a bagel. I got every kind of cream cheese. I got every kind of bacon, egg, and cheese, sausage, egg, whatever you want on a bagel, right?
Yeah.
Lunchtime, I want to do those fresh ciabatta sandwiches that you cut open. You see the steam and all that.
That sounds so good right now.
Bro, ricotta, or ricotta, prosciutto, pesto, a little bit of basil on there.
Yeah.
Something like that. And then do those for lunch with slices. For dinner, I want to do family style pastas at the table.
Yeah.
Dine in, carry out, delivery pizza. And then I just want to do like 3 Italian desserts.
Ugh.
And that's
Which 3 desserts? Tiramisu, cannoli, and what? No, just like
you're a funny guy because it's tiramisu. I want to do sfogliatelles.
I don't know what that is. That
It's like a croissant.
Okay.
But it's usually stuffed with like a lemon ricotta filling, and it's so funny. And then they dust lobster tails. Have you ever seen a lobster?
Yes,
tail?
I have.
They're almost like clamshells, but they call them sfogliatelles in Italian.
Okay.
And then the tiramisu, the sfogliatelles, and then rainbow cookies or cannolis. You ever have a rainbow cookie?
I have not.
The green, yellow, and red.
Yeah.
With the chocolate and the sprinkle on top. If you get your hands on some rainbow cookies,
yeah,
they got like a raspberry filling in between it or something.
Yeah.
You won't stop eating them.
You know what I want to get my hands on? Giovanni's Bombolinis.
The what?
Bombolinis.
Bombolini. What's a bombolini?
It's like a donut, man. It's like a little ball donut. It drops. There's like some pastry filling in it.
Okay.
He's the guy from King Umberto. Dude.
Are they like this big? Or they
Dude,
like...
they look like a little like monstrous donut. I wouldn't say monstrous.
Like a Zeppeli kind of deal?
I can probably Google it for you, but dude.
I'll check it out.
The way he does it, man, it's beautiful. And like, you know who King Umberto is?
Yeah.
Yeah. The way, I mean, like the story behind the grandma, the dedication to the metro, he's going to come back on in the future and talk to me again because, dude, he is just a cat, right? That loves his game. He doesn't have to work either, but shit, he's always crafting and innovating. But here, you tell me what you think about that.
Oh, yeah.
Right?
Totally.
Oh, my goodness.
There's a place up north here that does malasadas out of a food truck, dude. And
are they good, though?
Come on. So they're tender. They're so, like, you rip it apart and you're like, oh, my God. But then they're stuffing them with, like, this lolokai, I think it is what it's called.
It's like a passion fruit?
Yeah.
Yes.
That filling. The vanilla bean one I had was amazing. But you bite into it and the filling is so warm. It just like oozes. It's so good. And he makes them fresh off a little food truck, bro.
I mean, that's the thing. It has to be fresh. You can't go to Leonard's and buy one and then ship it to the U.S. No. I tried it. And I was like, how'd you like the malasadas, Mom?
Tell you, my buddy brings back bagels from New York all the time. He puts them right in his carry-on and just...
Is same day flight? You eat it or does it hold? What?
So like he'll get the bagel that morning. He'll put them all in Ziploc bags, like the big gallon ones.
Yeah.
Put them in his carry-on or whatever. Yeah. Then when he gets off the plane, like he stops by me, he gives me like 3 or 4 of them.
That's nice.
I'm about to just talk to him and be like, yo, so what's good with the import trade from New York to Colorado?
That's that, you can't do that, I don't think, with donuts. It's just... You see bagels sitting out all day, that's fine. I guess you could make the argument
donuts go stale too quick.
They do.
Bread is a different kind of dough, I feel. And especially like when you're doing pizzas, there's all different kinds of pizzas. Some use sugar, some don't use sugar, some use oil, some don't use oil. You know what I'm saying? It all depends on the style and the preference. I mean, I put sugar and olive oil in my dough. And that's why I get that browning.
Yeah.
All the way around. And that adds so much to the pizza because visually, I know when it's done.
Yeah.
A lot of people, like if I didn't put any sugar in my dough and then I threw it in the oven, Yeah, it's in there for 7 minutes. Is it done?
Yeah, let's double tap on that real quick, because like a lot of people are up and down on the sugar, and like, we don't have to talk about that. But Scott Wiener taught me this. It's like you can examine whether.
Shout out to Scott's Pizza.
Yeah, right. Well, you can examine something and see if it has oil and sugar, if it's fully covered in one color, right? You don't get that. You don't get those different spots because all the sugar's caramelizing.
It's the first thing that rushes to the surface. So it's in your bread, right? Or in your dough. So now you just threw a fresh pizza into the oven. Now you're looking at it and you can visually see it turn brown. And I mean, wheat has natural sugars in it.
That's what John Arena says, which is why he's not so big on sugar, but I'm open to different things. But tell me more.
So they're like, well, why do you throw the sugar in there? Why do you do this? Coming from where I came from in the brewing world, sugar keeps yeast happy.
Yeah.
And I know there's natural sugars in wheat, just like there's natural sugars in a lot of things. But is it enough to sustain it? They're doing these very long fermentations, and they're doing, I'm sure they're using some kind of starter or whatever. There's a guy, Brutal Pie up in Grand Junction, Colorado.
Yes.
He's a school bus.
Yes,
and it's very heavy metal.
Let's go, dude. Okay, we're in Denver right now. If you're listening to this, I wanted to go visit you, but I don't have a car. I saw you were like a couple hours away.
They were going to come visit me, and they couldn't even come. I drove an hour down here, but no, it's fine. And then he's using, it's all naturally leavened sourdough.
Sure.
But he's getting some nice microblistering, just like Truly Pizza.
Oh, yeah?
So I'm looking at it, and I'm like, is a sourdough starter just the thing, because everybody loses. You've been to Truly. I haven't. I want to go so very bad. I even went on my phone and was like booking a trip, and I go, $1,500 just to go have pizza with my wife, plus this, plus that. This is going to be a $2,500 weekend.
A little too rich for my taste too, buddy.
Right now. But eventually.
Right now. Right. Yes. One day we would love to be able to say, $1,500 for a day trip. Let's do it.
Well, you know what I say? I say the word yet. I haven't done that yet. Or I don't do this yet.
I love that.
Because if you just automatically start going, I can't or no, that's defeatist attitude.
So to be fair, I have this vision of my life that I'll definitely be rich. And it's not even about the happiness.
Is it about being rich, or is it about living comfortably? Going to a place and I don't have to check my bank account. My kid wants to go on this thing right here that costs $300. Do I have to worry about it? No.
So here's the thing. Here's the kicker, right? My wife tells me that even if you are rich, babe, you're still going to be worrying about money. And that's the thing. Like, she's like, and I think about it and I'm like, I wonder if she's right. And maybe that's just me.
On a bigger scale, my friend.
Yeah.
Anthony up at Antonio's, I've been talking to him. He did a build out just like this. He's telling me, because I'm still small potatoes to anybody, but I'm making a splash. So he understands, he's had my pizza. He understands how good it is, and he understands that it's good enough to stand on its own anywhere. So he believes in me, and I'll tell you a quick one. He put out an ad for a pizza maker, right? While we've been friends, he knows that I'm doing what I'm doing, and I go, so you're going to hire me? And he goes, I thought about it potentially, but I want to see you fly.
Yeah.
I don't want to, and that to me, when somebody tells you that, like, look, you can come work for me, but like, I want to see what you can do with your own thing.
My God.
That's a friend.
That is a friend. One of the things pizza makers spend the most money on is cheese. Every time I have a catering event, cheese is my biggest ingredient cost. But what if I told you there's a cheese company out there that lets you earn cash back for every pound of cheese purchased? I'm talking about Bacio Cheese. And their Gold Club Rewards members receive their rewards card every month that can be used wherever Visa is accepted. So the more cheese you buy, the more you can earn. Literally, you get paid to use Bacio Cheese. Now that is cool. Learn more at Bacio Cheese using the link in the show notes. Let's talk about pan pizzas for a quick second. What are you using to press out your dough? I found out that whatever fat you use greatly affects the flavor of your pizza. And that is why the only brand I trust with my pizza is Corto Olive Oil. Taste is everything, and other brands and other fats pale in comparison. Do you want to taste the difference? Go to corto-olive.com using the link in the show notes. You can purchase a bottle there, or if you're an operator, you can get a free tasting. just message me and I'll connect you with them. I'll leave my contact in the show notes. Thank you, Corto Olive Oil, for sponsoring the podcast. And I want to shout out my first ever podcast guest.
Hey.
Kirk Vartan, A Slice in New York. I was working at a pizzeria while working my full-time job.
Okay.
60-hour weeks, right? Maybe closer to 80 because I was also running a little micro car sharing business. So I was stressed out. And like I was getting married. I had to drop the job because it wasn't working. I had a 45-minute commute because we just moved. I was stressed out, dude. And then plus I was going to go on this 3-week vacation and I was going to leave the team. And I was like, you guys deserve better. Right. And so I separated, started making pizza at home. And then I was like, dude, I need more input in my life, which I absolutely did not. I went to go apply for A Slice in New York. And he's like, dude, you're not going to quit your job. You're going to come work for me. You're just going to be reliving that same mistake. Don't do it, dude. As much as I'd love for you to be on the team, as much as we vibe on this level, don't do it. And I was like, dude, thank you.
Now look at you.
Dude.
I mean, first place winner. You know what I'm saying? Like you can't, it's people like that come into your life because he could have been selfish. You know, you're a great pizza maker and he could have been like, yeah, we'll have you working. We'll give you a salary, blah, blah, blah. Anthony was going to do the same thing. But he's like, why would I do that, man? He's like, yeah, it'll help you now, but you have bigger aspirations and dreams than Anthony's or Antonio's. GFL's already out there. He goes, you're going through some hard times right now, but it's not forever. And that's the thing I tell myself all the time. My wife was in Afghanistan for a year. When I went to prison, that is this big in the totality of my lifetime.
Yeah.
It's a hiccup. It's not like, I don't get, whatever, but this too shall pass. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It'll pass. So like, I let the emotions hit me, you know what I'm saying? Catastrophe thinking, all this stuff, but I let it wash out. And that's what's really helped me in my later years of my adult life. I used to be a very angry individual, like very short-fused. My patience has grown through even just working through this business, through working with people, through working with my community and realizing that life is about happiness. What am I sitting here being mad for? I don't have that much time. Yeah, this was a hiccup, but I can't be mad forever about those things, So you learn to let go.
Yeah.
It just takes some time for other people, but I mean, you don't, how can I put it? You don't let it bother you and you just keep moving forward. And that's the human way. I mean, holding on to grudges just isn't the thing anymore. Like forgive and move on. Oh man, someone dropped a thing of sauce on the floor. I'm not thinking anymore like, man, I should just go out back and throw that thing on your head and call you stupid all day. I'm like, let's clean it up. Let's get another batch made and let's keep moving because there's no time for that. Who got time to be mad? You got time to be mad? Mad about what?
What got you here? Because like for me, I think I need to go to therapy about money. I was raised in a very like tight household. I get it from my dad. He would like get mad at me when I didn't give the pizza delivery driver a coupon for $2 and I came up with change a little bit short. And then, he'd be like, can I get $5 for this? He's like, no. And it just, I think I need to go to therapy about that. And like, I try not to waste time on those little things. Right. But like, it just like you said, it happens over time. But like to you, like what helped you get that growth? Because I think that's what it is. You have to grow out of these things.
Get that rough?
Growth.
Oh, growth. So for me, it was, it's really funny. I was in my mid to late 20s and Snoop Dogg dropped a reggae album called Snoop Lion. And I just started listening to it. And I've told this story many a times to people who are close friends with me, but I just started listening to it. And every single song on there was just like a feel-good reggae song. And in my head, I'm like, look how happy this dude is right now. He's smoking all the weed he wants. He's making music. And he came from one of the hardest environments. I came from a hard environment. We all come from hard environments. Why can't we be happy? So that's the question I really had to ask myself. And then I started like just letting things roll off. You know what I'm saying? Instead of letting it stick to you and eat at you, you just let it roll off. Because like I said, that's that anger, that the grudges, all that stuff, that'll turn to cancer in you. Like, it's no bueno. But the growth came. I mean, I got married 5 years ago. And before that, we were together for like a year. She was in Afghanistan. Like, she had kids, and I was here taking them to the movies, taking them to the comic book store, you know, and learning. I had never been a father. And now I have an 8-year-old and a 13-year-old that I got like.
Dude.
So I put a lot on my plate all at once. And my wife, who, she's my rock. She, like, I would come in the house from working Caliber Collit and just be so mad about everything that happened during the day. And she's such a kind, nurturing, understanding person that she would just talk to me. And talking helped out a lot. My wife tried to tell my daughter, my stepdaughter, I know you're not a big fan of Guy. It's whatever. But I've done the most personal growth I've done as a human being with that man, is what she said. And to me, that is shocking, because I'm doing a lot of personal growth every day. And I think just, we all want to be better. You want to be happy, right? I mean, we all want to be happy.
I want to be happy more times than I'm not.
Right.
Because I am happy.
Focus on those happy times.
Absolutely.
Instead of that negative stuff. I could think about the time the sauce spilled all over the floor. I could think about the time somebody left a batch of dough, didn't put yeast in it, didn't roll it right. I could think about all that shit. And I would sit here and I would want to bang my head through this table. Yeah. But I think about other things like, man, it was really nice that time my wife and I went out to Estes Park and had a really good time there. It was really nice when the people I had working for me told me they had a really great time working at my place, or like anything like that, just positive stuff. And it's just really helped me in the long run. Do I keep a hardened edge? Absolutely. It's better to be a warrior in a garden than a gardener in a war.
Oh.
So.
It's very stoic, right? In a way, what you're doing. It's just like being ready for anything, but also being like water, just flowing, going with the motion, right?
It's monk stuff, man.
It is monk stuff.
So like somebody told me the other day, they're Middle Eastern, right? And they're having a whole trouble with this other stuff going on there. So he goes, if I was going to be a religion, I would be Muslim. And I said, without even thinking, I went right back to him and I said, if I was going to be religious, I'd be Buddhist. And he goes, why? And I go, because they're not out there recruiting people. They're not out there doing all this stuff. They just want to be left alone in peace. But if you go onto a monk's territory and you start stomping your feet and doing all that stuff, you're going to catch a monk ass whooping. And that's just the way it is. So, like I said, it's better to be a warrior in a garden at peace than a gardener in a war, man. Because it's not wrong.
No, I mean, here's the thing. Like, but like that takes time, right? And like that takes conversations like this, because I guarantee you, I was not thinking like this many years ago when I was fucking up. You know, I was not, and I'm like, and it's a constant reminder sometimes. Not sometimes, I think all the time. I have to remind myself to meditate.
Have to never forget where you come from, but you can't let it run your life. If there was things that happened, you don't have to condone them, but you can forgive and move on. I was treated like shit for the first whole half of my life. I forgave those people, even if they don't accept my forgiveness or whatever. I move on. And then I control who has access to me. Because I got psychopaths out there that are messaging me all kinds of crazy shit, but we won't get into that. But they messaged me, or like the lady who said the thing about the eggplant and stuff, or the guy, I sold out, right? So I had 36 pizzas on my truck. It's a lot of 18-inch pizzas to make in a 4-hour period. I made all of them, and I sold out. And this guy goes, why didn't you make more dough? Why are you selling out? And instead of telling him what it was, and, you know, I'm a one-man operation, you, all this stuff, I just went, delete, block. Oh my God. When people want access to you, but they can't get it to let you know how they feel, and they go crazy about it, that makes me feel so much better.
They want
and see,
you
there's other ways.
More.
See how you smiling?
They want you more. They want that attention from you.
They want, because they have a deficit, that attention deficit. And if you don't fill it, they get mad. So the madder they get, the happier I stay, because I limit what I ingest. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't have to read that comment. Click delete. I don't have to dignify you with an answer because it's none of your fucking business. Bye. So, I mean, you learn ways to keep your peace. And I think that's the biggest thing, if I could tell you all, is just to keep your peace. But if a motherfucker comes set tripping,
you got to be that warrior in the garden, baby.
Don't be afraid to
You
stop
got
them
to
out.
be that warrior
Let
in
them
the
know what's
garden,
hot.
man.
Say it with your chest.
Dude, no, real talk, man. I'm only learning to be cool now, and the cool that I want to be long term, because I thought I was cool in high school, but I wasn't a cool guy. I was a fool guy. I was a fucking mess. And like that carried me. And I feel like I've been through these evolutions in life, right? It's just like it's a wild ass ride. But Epiphanies, right? Life's full of mistakes and lessons and love and everything.
The first time I moved out of my parents' house, I was 16 years old and I moved in with a friend, right? 1-bedroom apartment. I went to go use the bathroom and I looked to the side. There's no toilet paper. That's an epiphany. I live on my own now. Mommy and daddy aren't paying for shit.
Yeah.
I moved out. I used my socks and I moved on with my life. But you know what I'm saying? Those are those eye-opening moments that you have in life that change you. Because now you realize I have to be more self-reliant, more independent, more self-sufficient. And I wish that for everybody.
I wish that for everyone too. But like you have to fail through those moments.
Oh, 100%.
You have to go.
Trial by fire, baby.
You got to hold that shit in your ass and your pants and then walk over to the fucking grocery store to pick up toilet paper.
If you sit in a 10 by 10 room and you just exist your whole life, like, what are you doing? You know what I'm saying? Life is so much more than that. We're out living it every day.
Dude.
I'm out in my community. The whole goal of having a food truck was to bring pizza to the people. I want to bring this to you, to our communities, to other communities, to share food. My love language is food. If I love you, I'll cook for you.
Oh
I was going to make a pizza this morning, but I would have had to be up at 3:30 and it wasn't happening. But it's my love language. So every pizza I put out is like my love to the community, my love to the people that support me, my love to everybody. It's my love to the world. It's my pizza because I truly take the time. I truly have the passion for it. And I truly want you to have the best pizza you have ever had. And that's my whole goals with the whole thing. I mean, money's there, you know what I'm saying? Money's a goal, expanding is a goal, all that stuff. But at the core, I just feel like I've had so much hate in my life and so much hate towards me that my way of spreading love or making a change in the world through love is through my pizza. As corny as that may fucking sound. But
it's corny as fuck, but I believe it.
So check it out. You were talking about in high school, you know what I'm saying? I was an outcast. I didn't have very many friends or anything. I never felt like I was a part of something. When I joined the pizza community, when I went to Expo, when I met all these people, when I met all you guys, I felt like I found my people. And Anthony says it all the time. He's like, I found my tribe, 100%. I have more in common with you guys than I do with, I worked on vehicles for 14 years. Mechanics are old and angry and I ain't got nothing in common with you, man. You hate your life, you hate your job. Like, I look at people like that as an example to what I don't want to be. And that inspires me for growth because I'm like, man, this guy's 68 years old. He's got no teeth in his mouth. He hates his life, hates his wife, hates his dog, hates his car, hates everything. He hates breathing air. Like, stop it then. But I don't want to be that guy. And it's like, people like that have just always been a constant inspiration. Even if they don't want to be, even if they go, fuck you, I don't want to be your inspiration, that's fine. Because that just drives me even more. You got to live to your standard, you know, and I want to be happy. And I think that's what this whole thing has just been coming down to lately. And pizza and my truck and just sharing it with people makes me happy, truly.
Well, thank you. Because I think people need that constant reminder, as I said, right? We live through life and it's hard, but it doesn't have to be.
But I just want to feed you.
It doesn't have, yeah, you're right.
I just want to feed you some good food.
That's it. I mean, it could be simple, but I think we make it hard.
Sometimes because we have expectations of ourselves and we have expectations of others. Now, you have guys working for you. They don't meet your expectations. Now we got to have a a talk. Do you want to have the talk? No, because you hate having the talk. You want things to run how they run. Expecting everybody to have common sense, expecting everybody to know their job, expecting. Expectations are what's going to lead to unhappiness. I expect people to be who they are. I expect people to show me their true colors. You know what I don't expect? A happy birthday, a gift on Christmas,
Never.
anything. I don't expect anything from the world. Therefore, I am never disappointed.
Oh, yes.
The only things that can get you disappointed are promises that aren't delivered on time. But then you have to manage your feelings about how you feel about stuff like that. Like my truck I was told would take 30 days. It took 4 months. So I'm sitting there with almost every penny I have invested in this thing, and they're dragging their feet. And then hold on, I go to make the last payment. This is the best story ever. Go to make the last payment on my truck. I show up, the foreman of the shop tells me, yeah, man, you go back and check it out. I go, all right, cool. And I go there, and my salesman calls me, and he goes, hey, man, how's that truck looking? Looks great. It's beautiful, right? They got it all done, blah, blah, blah. I'm staring at no back wall on the truck. I'm staring at ovens, a sink, and a table. There's no prep deck. There's no tall fridge. There's no nut. And I'm going, we got a problem here. And he goes, what? And I go, nothing is done, dude. Where are my fridges? Where is this? Where is that? I go, bro, it's been 4 months. So he's like, I told them, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, I don't care what you told them. I'm here now to make the final payment, and the thing's not even done. So you get upset about those things, and you could hold a grudge. I left them. They tried to make it right, and they never made it right with that truck. So would I use them again to go for another food truck? Probably not. I'd go to another place because there are more reputable places than the place I went. But they were giving me a great deal. The guy's like, I'm from Brooklyn, East Coast. I'm like, yeah, I'm from New Jersey. So like, we understand each other. But he was a weird type. So
you live and you learn.
Right. And it was all trial by fire. Like I said, I was doing 12-inch pizzas at my house. I was doing 24-inch pizzas in this food truck with about as much space as this table. I was doing 18-inch pies after that. So that's when I started. I was still doing slices, but I would have a limited amount of like 18-inch pizzas, right? So you could pre-order for the day. So let's say I made 10 or 18-inch pizza doughs, right? So you would call, you'd be like, hey, I want to pick it up for 5. I want to pick it up for 5:30. I want to pick it up for 6. And I'd be like, all right, cool. But I would still be hustling slices out. Then eventually I'm like, I'm not making money on slices. Like, this is too much to do in this truck. I got nowhere to keep them par baked so I could throw them back in. I got nothing. I'm just going to do 18-inch pizzas. And the business model has worked. I feel when people see it, like it's like seeing that 24-inch pizza or me throwing that dough. It's the wow factor. It's like, that's a big pizza. Yeah. So I'm at a brewery where there's families. I'm at a brewery where there's college kids. Okay, you each chip in $4, you got a pizza. You know what I'm saying? Some people act like they never lived in college and had to throw down money on a food order. Oh, you're ordering from Domino's, bro? The 555 deal? Bang, I got 10 right
Split
here.
that,
Get 2
let's
of them.
go.
And I don't promote a fast food pizza, whatever, but at the same time, it got me through college.
Hell
just
yeah,
like
dude.
Ramen and orange soda got
And
us all through
7-Eleven taquitos.
Yeah, taquitos, hot dog, whatever. But it's just like people look at the prices because I'm a food truck. But like my cheese pie is $22 for an 18-inch. That's still cheap.
It's affordable.
It's affordable. I'm using Stanislaw tomatoes. I'm using grande cheese. You know what I'm saying? I'm using Iso pepperoni. I'm using all the high-end stuff. But I'm still making it affordable for you because I want you to come back and I want you to have that memorable experience. Off topic, yesterday I was serving, my cheese pizza is $22, right? I'd been down for a week with all the truck problems and stuff like that. One of my customer day ones gave me $100 and I go, I can't break this. He goes, it's all for you. And
That's beautiful.
I can't take this, dude. He goes, no, you can. He goes, we're so grateful to have great pizza around here. We believe in you and your business. We've been coming to you since you opened and you need it right now and we can spare it. And I like, he left and I had like the, touching a brother's heart. So it really just makes you understand you're doing something special and you're touching people's lives. And I mean, I sold a bunch of pizza yesterday. I'm going out later tonight hoping to sell a bunch of pizza. But it's all about being happy. It's all about providing for your community and giving back. And it's just growth. You'll find growth or you won't. And then you'll be angry forever. But is that the guy who you want to be?
This has been a beautiful conversation, my friend. I have 3 questions for you before we wrap up.
Oh, the 3.
These are new.
Oh, I get the new questions.
GFL.
Yes.
Guy fucking Luna.
Yes, sir.
What have people said GFL stands for? Best one.
Okay, so I've gotten a couple great ones. People see GF and they automatically think gluten-free, and I tell them, no. I'm covered in flour. And then they're like, well, what does it mean? And then for people who I don't think, like older people, stuff like that can't take you saying like fucking, like it's too vulgar or whatever, I say they're just my initials. Somebody from New Jersey goes, what's that mean, GFL? Guineas for life? And I go, it could be. It's whatever you want it to mean. Good for lunch, good for luck, good for life, whatever you want it to be.
I like that.
But I have been Guy fucking Luna my entire life.
And you will continue to be that. I love that.
Hell yeah.
Hardest thing about running a mobile operation, one thing.
Having to be a jack of all trades, because you have to be a plumber, an HVAC, an electrician, a construction guy, a diesel mechanic or a gas mechanic. You have to figure out and know everything that can possibly go wrong with your ovens, with your fridges, with your fans, with your motor, with your You have to know everything, because otherwise, if you have to call somebody, I'll just drop a little knowledge right here. $600 just to come out and look at your truck. And then it's a minimum of 2 hours at $125 an hour, and they charge you by the mile. So if you want to pay $1,200 for somebody to come look at your truck for 2 hours, God bless you, but I ain't doing it.
Final question. No right or wrong answer. Also comment on that last part. It's helpful that you have all this experience, so I'm glad you're handy, because $1,200.
Nah, dog.
Nah, dog.
It's not feasibly affordable.
Not yet.
Not yet, but I'm a pizza guy, you know? You're selling $20 pizzas at a time. You're not making $1 million like everybody thinks you are.
Not yet. Final question for you. No right or wrong answer. I appreciate you. I love you. This was an amazing conversation. What's good dough?
I mean, good dough is something you put passion and love into and that your community loves. And if you're serving the community good dough, they will come back to you and continue to support you. I'm living proof of that.
Guy fucking Luna.
My boy.
Thank you so much for
Thank you. I appreciate you, man.
Do you want a chance to win a $250 Uni gift card? Well, this is how you do it. Within the next 3 months, if you purchase something from uni.com using my affiliate link, send me your receipt. Each receipt that you send me, whether it's yours or a friend's or a neighbor's, will give you 1 entry into a raffle that will be giving away a $250 Uni gift card. That's all you have to do. All right. Happy buying and best of luck. And thank you for supporting me and my show sponsors.